Welcome to the Wellness Biz Academy, where we turn passionate practitioners into profitable practice owners. I'm Duffill, corporate business strategist and naturopath, showing you how to build a thriving practice with simple, proven systems that work. Let's create the practice that you long to have, because it's time to start living your passion and growing your practice. Hi everyone and welcome. I'm so happy to have you here today. Now, today is essentially a part 2 of something that I ran on this podcast 2 weeks ago. We started talking about strategy, and I've had so many questions from people asking, okay, what is this strategy about? How do I do it? I need more simple steps and I need more how-tos. So that's what today is about. Today we are going to be talking about what I call my success strategy framework, and I'm going to be sharing exactly what goes into it so you can start implementing it in your business. It's about creating a simple strategy that gets results. Before we dive in, I've had a lot of comments from people going, strategy is really, really scary. What on earth is this strategy? Anytime I say strategy, in your head, you can hear plan. It is exactly the same thing. So don't be put off by the language. Strategy is just having a plan. Now, I have a really different background to so many people in this industry. And that's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about sharing it with all of you, because yes, I have a history as a naturopathic practitioner and I ran a successful practice for a decade, but I also have degree qualifications in marketing and business strategy, and I managed corporate brands for many, many years across a number of different capital cities, big global brands. So I have taken everything that I learned in big corporate and I've applied it to small business so we can hit success more quickly. Now, success is different for everybody. I'm all about success on your own terms. Success doesn't mean that you have to hit 6 figures or 7 figures if you don't want to. It's about creating what you want it to be. Success for you might look like 2 days a week fully booked. And if that's your version of success, great, I'll help you do it. But whatever it looks like for you is what we want to create. We are about creating successful businesses with a heart-led strategy. We are not about being manipulative, salesy, pushy, friend farming. We are about creating a business that helps people and a strategy that is heart-led, because we are passionate people and we're on this earth to help. So that's what we're all about. And I know that you got into your business to help people, absolutely. But now you're absolutely swamped by everything it seems to take to grow, to market, to manage and run it. And the business that you started to have freedom has you trapped and has you confused. You know, there's so much noise online, all of your great offers, you think you're amazing offers, they're getting lost, nothing's happening, there's just crickets. So we want to start tapping into why and put some simple steps in place so you can create a strategy that gets you some results. Now, I know you started your business without a lot of thought into how to grow or scale it or market it. I know, because you just thought, I want to help people. Okay. And I know you've heard so many mentors say, build it and they will come. But the problem is you built it and they didn't come, or not enough of them came. So that's what we're going into today. I do help businesses, particularly businesses that want to grow to the 6 and multi-6, and then the 7-figure businesses who are looking to get more visibility and grow a personal brand. That's a lot of what I do. So pretty much everyone who's listening to this podcast fits into one of those categories. The key to moving from where you are now to where you want to be is simple, consistent action. It is not hard. Business strategy is not hard. What makes it hard is people. People get involved, we get convoluted, we get confused, we get overwhelmed. But the strategy itself, we got to keep it simple, because it is simple. You know that you want a more successful business, okay? You would love to hit the end of the week and feel like you made a more abundant income while helping all of those great people. Hey, I know that. But you also want it to be easy. I've got some questions. I want to ask you a few simple questions to start with. Are you ready to take consistent, easy action? Do you want to feel more fulfilled? Do you want to create more freedom, a better lifestyle? Are you looking to make a bigger impact for more people? So if you've answered yes to any of those, then my friend, you are absolutely ready to grow your business. Absolutely. So what I'm sharing today in the success strategy framework will absolutely help you. And you know what I find really funny is that entrepreneurs, we started our businesses for 2 reasons. One is we want to help. Okay, we have something we want to share and we want to improve people's lives with it. But the other side of that coin is we want more freedom. We don't want to work in a 9 to 5. We don't want to be tied down. But the unfortunate thing I see for 9 out of 10 entrepreneurs coming into the landscape is they don't create a business that gives them freedom. They create a business that gives them a job. They end up being an employee in their own business. And that was not the aim, was it? Okay, we did not trade the 9 to 5 for a 24/7 all day, every day job. So let's talk about the steps. Because if you're looking for a business that brings in more revenue, helps more people, and you're ready to just take those consistent, easy steps and get some results, this is exactly where you need to be. Remember what we're talking today. Consistent action creates consistent outcomes. I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs on the daily. Most of them tell me that they are stuck in the feast and famine cycle. What causes feast and famine cycle, you ask? Inconsistent action. Feast and famine comes from inconsistent marketing. The more consistent you are with your marketing and executing your strategy, the more consistent your outcomes and your results will be. So let's talk about my 6 steps to creating a successful business, a business from the heart, one that actually helps people. The first one is goals and strategy. So how many of you had a great idea or, this drive in your soul to start your business? You opened your doors to start seeing clients without much thought as to where those clients would come from. How will they find you? What will you offer them when they come in? A lot of entrepreneurs think as far as an initial and a follow-up consultation, and that's about where it ends. So if you spend some time on goals and strategy before you even open the doors, you will grow faster. The second step that you need to look at is your message and your client clarity. And I know you're going to go, Cass, how many times are you going to harp on about my niche and my message? I'm going to harp on till everyone gets it right, because it's still not right. It's something that is skipped over, it's glossed over, and the messaging and the client clarity is the most important part of your marketing. You need to be clear about your ideal client and your niche and how you help them. If you are not sure about these, you're not clear about these, neither is your ideal client. Okay. So you need to get clear so you can market yourself with clarity. People need to be able to see your message and know that that is them. Now, step 3 is you need to build an audience. Whether you are building a one-to-one business, a business with recurring revenue streams, a purely online business that's passive income based, it does not matter. You need an audience of people to sell to, who will buy from you, who will book with you. Building an audience is how that happens, how sales happen in your business, but it doesn't happen by accident. You need a strategy for lead generation. You need a strategy to nurture these people. So where will you find them? Where will they come from? How will you get them onto your email list? How will you nurture them? How will you let them know about what you do? That comes into your audience building strategy. Step 4 is your offers. Now, we tend to see entrepreneurs who are creating offers business first. And what I mean by that, they think, right, I'm going to offer an initial and a follow-up, or a first appointment and a second appointment, without a lot of thought into what their client, their ideal client, really needs. And more than what they really need, how do they need it provided? I guarantee you, not everybody wants a one-to-one consult. Not everybody can take time out of their day, their business, their life to come to appointments. So think about what that solution is you're offering to your ideal client, and what is the best way to get them the best outcomes. That's what you need to build into your offers. Step 5 is what I call empowered marketing and visibility. You need a clear marketing plan, okay, a marketing strategy, and you need to take consistent action to get visible and stay visible, and to start seeing results. Now, this does not mean you have to be doing lives and video all day, every day on social media. Social media is no one's traffic driver right now, so we don't want to be wasting a bulk of our time there. You can be visible in so many different ways. You make a promise to your audience when you get their email address. You promise to email them weekly. Are you doing that? If you're not, you need to step that up. If you start a blog, you're making a promise to provide content to your audience at a defined time. Make sure you follow through because you need to show that you're reliable. And I unfortunately see a number of entrepreneurs letting their audience down by not following through on the promises that they make. So if you take somebody's email address and say that you're going to email them every week, email them every week. If you have a plan where you post on social media once every day, post once every day. You'd never know who is actually looking at your content and who notices when you don't share it. So you need to remember within your marketing and this visibility, think about your brand, think about how you share your values, your passion, what you stand for, because you need to let a client base, a really loyal audience, line up behind you. You can't get that. That can't happen if all you're sharing is your offers. If everything you put out there in your marketing is book a consult, book an appointment, here's my new blog, come to my retreat, here's my workshop, there's nothing there for them to grab onto. They need to know you. They need to understand what you're about. And point number 6 really encompasses so many of these because you need to move beyond the feast and famine that we talked about. The way we do that is putting leads on autopilot. Do you feel like you are scrambling from one client to the next and you can have a good few weeks and then it seems to fall away? The way to get past that is putting lead generation into your business and putting it on autopilot, using things like freebies and lead magnets, quizzes, workshops, webinars, a number of different vehicles throughout the year to bring new people into your audience. The great thing about having pre-recorded webinars, masterclasses, lead magnets, freebies, quizzes, they don't take any of your time on the daily basis to do. You've done it once and it keeps delivering again and again. And that's what we mean by autopilot. So when someone comes to download that or watch that, you get their email address, then they're in your audience. Then it's your job to nurture them. If you're thinking about your business and are you ready to grow, there's some things you can be asking yourself. Because I know we can be sitting there thinking, oh, this feels like a lot. It really isn't. It's simple steps and we just do them one at a time. And that's how we grow your business. But, the main thing here you need to be thinking about is, with goals and strategy, would setting some goals and taking some steps to achieve them actually improve your results? And overall, do you want a more successful business? If the answers are yes to those, then yes, you're ready to grow. Thinking about messaging and clients. Are you really clear on your ideal client? Okay, does it come through like a shining star example in all of your messaging and marketing? If it doesn't, that needs some adjusting. Are you ready to put some messaging and marketing in place and have a plan that actually gets some results? Are you willing to take the steps regularly to make that happen? The answer is yes, then you're ready to grow. Audience building. So we need to think here, are we attracting the right people or are we not? Are we attracting a gamut of people who are our aligned clients who are ready to work with us and ready to buy from us? Yes, great. Then we can step up our scale strategy. But if it's not, if it's a no, then we need to work on our audience a little bit more. Okay, getting those right people. Audience building is actually simple. Once you target and work out who that person is that you want in your audience. Coming to your offers. Now, what do we need to think about with offers? We need to think about, are the offers we have scalable? Okay, are we only offering one-to-one services? If we are, there's a glass ceiling there we will hit eventually, and we don't want to be working one-to-one every day till we die. So are our offers scalable? Can they be delivered en masse, or do we have some in our business model that can? The best idea is being diversified and having a range of different offers. Then under marketing, you need to think about your marketing plan. Are you in the right channels? Are you in the right spaces? Are the right people seeing you? There's no point being solely on Facebook if none of your potential clients are there, and quite frankly, less than 1% of your audience are going to come onto your website right now anyway. So please don't focus on social media. But as just an example, you need to be where your people are. Now, when it comes to lead gen and sales, it's an easy yes, because you need to automate this lead gen process. You need to make it easier, and you need a plan to grow your sales. Otherwise, your business will plateau. So you need to be growing and succeeding over time. It really is simple. Sales strategy is simple once it's in place. So what does this all mean? What does this all mean to you? Now, if you are at a place and you've listened to those few questions that I asked, and you're thinking to yourself mostly, yes, I do need those things, then there's a good chance that you're at a spot right now where you're ready to grow. So you've already taken some steps. We can see that because of some of those answers that you had. We know you've taken steps in the right direction. So what you need now is some clear direction from someone who knows. So you don't need another course. You don't need another program. You need a mentor, and you need someone to help you plan your next steps. If when we've talked about those questions, you've thinking mostly, no, I'm not ready to take action. No, I'm really not keen on being regular with my marketing. That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. And it just means that you're not quite ready to grow right now. So take some more time, build a bit more confidence in your business, get a better idea of who your ideal client is and how you want to help them. And then when you're ready, reach out and we can work a plan that will help you move forward. So if you've selected a bit of both, then you might be one foot in either camp. Hey, a little bit yes and a little bit no. Pretty common result. All that means, though, is that there's some areas of your business that are well-defined and ready to grow and others that you need a little bit of help with. So just to wrap up what we talked about today, those 6 areas, and I want you to write these down so you can refer back to them. Number 1 is goals and strategy. Now, what you need to think about in here is creating a strategy plan, setting goals, and reviewing it once every quarter and annually. Number 2 was messaging and client. You need to be really clear on your ideal client. You need to create a transformative hero statement. And you need to spend the time getting this right. Most people gloss over this whole bit, but it is such an important foundation. And for most people, it's why their business isn't running the way they like. They're not getting enough clients. It's not growing. Number 3 is audience, an audience strategy. You need to be able to take action on this daily. You need to be finding ways to grow your audience. What is happening in your business every day that's going to help your audience grow? And how are you nurturing those new leads? Number 4 is your offers. Making aligned offers, creating the right offers, making sure that you're selling solutions, and creating a business model that grows and scales with you. One that generally is more than just one-to-one appointments. Number 5 is your marketing. You need to create a marketing plan and a marketing strategy that is easy to implement for you and that you can consistently execute. Okay, you need to be regular with this. And you need to focus on letting people get to know you, driving traffic to the website, and just showing people what you're all about. Then step 6 was the one that puts your leads on autopilot and brings consistent new clients into your world is lead generation. Using things like sales funnels, okay, with your lead magnets, optimizing and reviewing those, so tweaking them till they're working really well. And then once they are working well, potentially putting some money behind that with some advertising, be it Google AdWords, be it Facebook ads, Instagram. There's a number of different ways you can be advertising that for a low cost to bring some more leads into your business. So overall, remember, it's about the art of selling solutions. The success comes from selling the solution that your ideal client needs. And when you understand that you're selling solutions, the way you communicate your offer in marketing changes. The offer that you make changes. Okay, so when we're talking about the solution, we're looking at it from both sides, both from the client side and what they need, and from your side and what you can deliver. And it's about finding a match. And when you put those simple 6 pieces together, you've got a success strategy that will grow your business. What I've shared with you today is the exact framework that I use in my business and the exact framework that I help my clients implement in theirs. We work on this framework through my mastermind, through my programs, through my premium one-to-one mentoring. Everyone in my world is using this framework. So you can take what I've shared with you today and start implementing that too. Remember, growing a business is not hard. Okay, it's us that make it difficult. The confusion, the overwhelm, the second guessing. That's what makes it difficult. But push that to the side and focus on the simple steps. I hope you found that really useful today. And I hope you've taken some points that you can implement in your business. Check the show notes. I've got some extra resources for you there that I'd love for you to check out and download. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Wellness Business Academy podcast with me, Cass Duffill. If you are interested in growing your practice, come get my free guide, The Practice Success Toolkit, at cassduffill.com or grab it in the show notes. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.